Max Holloway says he expects to get booed this weekend at UFC 318 since he's fighting Dustin Poirier in his hometown for his retirement fight. Coming off the knockout loss to Ilia Topuria, Max wants to remind everyone he's still a threat and still aiming for that lightweight title.
I mean, we're here, his last dance. We're in Louisiana where it all started for him, and I mean, it feels just like any other main event, but you know, at the end of the day, I'm probably gonna get booed come walking out come Saturday night. So I mean, I expect that though. That's just what it is. You know, it comes to the territory. I said it before. If I was my last dance, I was in Hawaii. Even though Dustin Poirier is a likable fighter, and you know, if the shoe was on the foot, we was in Hawaii, I'd hope my people would be booing his ass. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. I mean, y'all must have forgot. You know, I just here to remind people. A lot of people keep saying, keep putting me in the Dustin talk and being like, retire this, retire that. I'm like, brother, don't push that on me. I'm still here. I'm still competing, and there's a lot of fun fights here. Like I said, there's a new undisputed champion that we have some history with. You know, there's a bunch of guys I have a history with here. So, in the top 5. So, life's good at 55. I can't wait. I mean, if we can go out there do what we did at 300 here, that'd be amazing. You know. Because like a lot of people don't understand, you know, UFC, people get mad, but UFC is in the entertainment business. You know what I mean? Yeah, we're fighters, but this is entertainment, and it's all about moments. If I have my moment, who's to say that you know, I'm not right back up right there for the next one? I had my moment at 300. I have a moment here. The sky's the limit, you know. Undisputed title or one away, whoever it is. Whatever we do, you just gotta make moments here, make history, and that's what I plan on doing.
Fight announcements. Alexander Volkov versus Jailton Almeida has been booked for UFC 321 on October 25th. Volkov is coming off a controversial split decision loss to Ciryl Gane, where many thought Volkov won. Almeida is riding a 2-fight win streak, most recently defeating Sergey Spivak via TKO in the first round. Now we move on to some bizarre fight announcements. Misfits Boxing announced their Ring of Thrones card last night. Darren Till is set to box Luke Rockhold for the MFB Bridgerweight Championship, and Tony Ferguson will be boxing social media influencer Salt Poppy for the MFB Interim Middleweight title. Tony posted this to his Instagram after the news broke. He wrote champ shit only, said title not toidle. Poof b****s. You better believe or get to steppin'. No one wants to be in my sights. No takedowns, no kicks, no lay and pray. New sport, time to warp. Jon Jones did an interview with ESPN last night and explained why he decided to come out of retirement after just 2 weeks.
I was retired. I felt like I was at a place where I've done it all in the MMA space, and felt like there wasn't too many more challenges for me, and I just wanted to do something more than championships and money. And Donald Trump mentioned that he wanted to have a fight at the White House Garden, you know, and that just seems like such a huge opportunity. I'm a very proud American. I have a lot of close friends that are in the military, and this is my act of I can't call it service, but just to be able to entertain the country and the world at this level at the White House, it just means the world to me. So I'm back.
Israel Adesanya came to Dustin Poirier's defense. Some MMA fans have been giving Dustin heat for losing all 3 of his shots at the undisputed lightweight title by submission. But Izzy reminded everyone that Dustin did win the interim belt when he beat Max Holloway at UFC 236, and says regardless of the titles, Dustin's still a champion in his eyes.
And I've always said this as well, because people try and like discredit his win as a champion. I've said, bro, he is a champion no matter what. He's got a belt at his house, at his gym, sitting there to represent him as a champion at one point. So people who will try and say like, or even, oh, you never really became the undisputed. It's like, no, when you're the interim champion, you're the champion. He's had a career in the UFC that's second to none. I mean, look, you'd be blessed to have the career, even half the career that Dustin's had in the UFC.
On a recent live stream, Rampage Jackson responded to fans in his chat telling him to stream with Wanderlei Silva. For newer fans who might not know, Rampage and Wanderlei fought 4 times. Wanderlei won the first 2 in Pride with brutal knee finishes. Rampage got his revenge at UFC 92 with a first-round KO, and again in Bellator with a second-round TKO.
Give y'all random, what, a Wanderlei, that nigga like me. I'ma stream with I don't like. Hold them hostage, the on with y'all. I'll tell y'all what y'all do. Y'all go and y'all spam Wanderlei's Instagram and tell him to come hang out with me on stream. Try to get me and Wanderlei to be friends because we never going to fight again, so it's never going to be a tiebreaker because we both too motherfucking old. I don't never see that tiebreaker ever happening. That'd be dope if it could happen in boxing or something like that, but I'm okay with me and Wanderlei, my arch nemesis. Goddamn, how you say that word? My arch nemesis. Wanderlei Silva is my arch nemesis. Y'all know what the fuck I'm trying to say. I'd be happy if him and I just say tied 4-4.
Patricio Pitbull is looking to bounce back from his UFC debut loss to Yair Rodriguez as he takes on Dan Ige this weekend. Fans were disappointed with his performance last time, saying that he didn't engage enough. This time around, Pitbull says he plans to fight with more urgency, keep it standing, and put on a show.
Foi uma experiência boa, mas
It was a good experience in my debut, but I felt really calm and relaxed in there, and I think that wasn't a good thing. But I don't think I'm going to get a chance for that against Dan Ige.
primeiro porque a minha postura deve mudar, né? Eu fiquei muito usado.
Reality is that my fighting style was, adapted to fight 5 rounds as a champion for so long, and I think I had a more cadenced way of fighting, and now I'm fighting 3 rounds. I'm not the champion, so I think that was a mistake in the first round, so there's a bit of more of a sense of urgency to get things started in there, and I think Ige is also a guy who's not going to let me, sit and relax.
Ele é cara violento, mantém padrão.
He's really tough. We've seen a lot of patterns of his in training. I think he's got some holes in his grappling, but if it's up to me, I want to give a big show and keep the fight standing.
Eu vejo ele como porteiro da divisão.
I see him as the division's gatekeeper. I think he really separates the good fighters from the great fighters, so I think he's a great jump into the division.
Renato Moicano explains why he turned down money from the UFC antitrust lawsuit. The antitrust lawsuit awarded $375 million to be split among around 1,200 current and former fighters, based on their total earnings and number of fights during the time period covered. Moicano won't be receiving a payout, but says he would have been in line for about $200,000. Go check out the most recent episode of the Show Me the Money podcast. Links in the description.
How much I love UFC?
Yeah.
I did not pay the money that they sent to the fighters. The how they call the lawsuit? Yeah.
Wait,
That's
so,
that's.
Hold on. So they sent you from the settlement. They sent
Yes.
you money and you didn't accept.
Yeah,
it.
I just had to put my name over there, but
Okay,
I did
so,
not
But when
take
they
it.
sent you the actual check, or you're saying you didn't sign it?
I did not sign it. I did not
You
sign
don't
it.
believe in that. What kind of money are we talking?
This is like 200K.
per person.
Depends on how many fights do you have.
You're saying you turned down that type of money? No, you didn't.
I'm telling you, you can look it up. Only 3% of the fighters refuse the money.
Walk me through this. Like you physically had a check that was for that amount.
Look, what they did was somebody
But
started
I'm-
claim. I think it was Kang Lee.
But I'm saying you said no on the front end of being a part of it, or you said no when the check is
No,
there?
we don't. You both, because what happened is
Okay.
the lawsuit would happen without me, without my consent,
Right.
But they went through saying that UFC did not pay the fighters fair enough. But this is like, let's say you got a girl today and you her, and like 2 years later he say, hey, the guy me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's what it is,
Right. You agreed
I
to it already.
I agree with, because I remember my first fight in
agreed to your
UFC
fair market
was
value.
8-8, was 8-8 to fight. And then what they say is, hey, that 8-8 that was wrong with you because they take advantage of you. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
You have a girl and then somebody talk to the guy, hey, the guy abused you and this and that. So that's what I'm saying. And then they did the lawsuit, and the lawyer was calling me like every week.
Yeah.
And he was saying, hey, you have to sign that, you have to sign that. And even a girl went to the gym, to America Top. She said, hey, you have to sign that. I'm looking like to everybody that has the fair share. If you did not sign, they're gonna split your money on the other fighters, They're not gonna get the money back.
Okay.
Of the 700 fighters, only 3 or 4 did not accept, but they don't say the
So
names.
you're one of only a handful.
Yes, I'm saying that because man, if you like what USA was created, like free market,
Yeah.
you have to. It's the same thing that I was saying about Ben Askren. You have to do your part of the deal. You have to.
Yeah.
You cannot take advantage of people. But the problem is the mindset of people now is UFC is they can do that, you know. It's not like that, brother. You have to honor your part, you know, on the country.
Yeah, I respect that.
You
bro.
know,
That-
but you know what? 100K, it's a lot of money, but we working over here, right?
Yeah.
In 10 years, I believe that this podcast is going to be great, and I will have this to tell, you know.
For sure.
Hey, one day 10 years ago I could have taken this money.
Bro, money's not everything at the end
It's
of the
not
day.
everything.
I mean,
Yeah.
Belal Muhammad advises Dustin Poirier to not get emotional for his final fight this weekend.
Poirier, your last fight. You can't get emotional in there. You can't just want to make it a firefight. I know that's what you want. Don't jump the ghillie. You don't want to be on bottom. Regardless, I feel like you'll still get back up, but I think this is all going to be taking place on the feet. You got to get in the pocket. You got to get Max Holloway going backwards. Use those low kicks, kind of like how Volkanovski did against him. Start tearing down that leg. He really doesn't check the kicks. Get him going backwards. Get him going against the fence. Don't chase him, cut him off. This is your last one. Go out with a bang. If he points to the ground in the last 30 seconds, be disciplined defense. For me, I think I'm gonna go with Holloway in this one.
Ray Longo likes Dustin Poirier's chances against Max Holloway on Saturday.
What's more important?
What was Holloway's last fight?
Ilia Topuria last October, I believe.
That's the problem. Man, I tell you,
That might be the solution, though, right?
Yeah.
You know, people say you got a gambling problem. I say, no, I got a gambling solution to your problem.
And Dustin's last was against Islam Makhachev. So both coming off losses.
But he fought really well in that, except for the right. He did fight pretty. I'm going with Dustin Poirier in that.
Okay.
I love Holloway. I'm just doing that for the show. I don't really like again.
Okay. Well, no, we appreciate that. You know?
Paulo Costa versus Roman Kopylov goes down this weekend at UFC 318. This will be Paulo's first fight since his split decision loss to Sean Strickland last summer. He says if he wins, he will call out Khamzat Chimaev. Paulo said, if God gives me this victory, I will call his name. I'm going to call this son of a motherfucker for a fight. He needs to fight me. I need to fight him. I have tried to fight him for a long time. Since we had beef inside the PI. He has been avoiding fighting me for a long time. He always says no, and UFC has tried to put this matchup together for a long time, like 2 years ago. They said Chimaev said no, he doesn't want to fight you. He wants to fight anybody at 185, but he doesn't want to fight you. I just feel like I need a new refresh, see different things and be connected with my old style. That style to chase, to be more aggressive, to bring back the Paulo of the old days, since I fought my very first fights in the UFC. Very aggressive. The fans and people around me always ask me to come back with this kind of style of fighting. So yeah, I was looking for that, to bring back this style, and I think this is who I am. At the UFC 318 Media Day, Paulo also claimed that Khamzat DM'd his girlfriend quote-unquote dirty things. Paulo said, I want to fight Khamzat very badly. I want to hurt him. Doesn't matter if he wins the fight or not. We need to fight. He talked very bad things about me in my girl Instagram DMs. Dirty things. You should look for a better man. Something like that. This is totally personal. I feel angry just to hear his name. We need to fight. On Monday, photos emerged of Conor McGregor kissing a woman that was not his fiancée. These photos took place at a beach in Florida. More photos have emerged of Conor and this woman. These photos were allegedly taken the night before Conor's birthday. The first two photos show Conor and this woman arriving at a restaurant in Florida. The third photo shows them sitting together inside. And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one says there was a cold breeze in that room. I was outnumbered and outsized. Bryce Mitchell. The second one's from Dusty Van Patten. It says Wonderboy losing his ranking via robbery is horse. These judges are getting out of control, man. And the final one's from Matt Johnson. It says if Dricus du Plessis can make Khamzat cry during fight week like he did with Izzy and Strickland, he's definitely the GOAT at talking trash. Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.